Welcome to the Hunter 101 guide for the upcoming patches. Harris decided to buff Death's Toll and Gilded Arrow. In this guide we will specifically looking into Gilded Arrow builds. There are a couple build paths we can go down. With Gilded Arrow, we can even buy the end item. They actually are pretty good. And yeah, I would say without further ado, we're swapping over into the training mode. So let's get level 20 over here. What Hyris is going to do, they are adding 5 more physical power to Death's Toll and also 5 more physical power to Gilded Arrow. And now you have to make, yeah, like usually choices, which can be, yeah, which always depends on the game situation and also what you want to achieve in the game. Do you want to go for lane dominance, or do you want to go for yeah, for the highest possible late game scaling? I would say, even though dominant builds are which let you do put up lane pressure, would also still be fine. So currently we're building something like this, leather cowl into the crusher, and then we get Azai and the wind demon into dominance and Deathbringer, and then we upgrade to Hunter's Cowl. Hunter's Cowl's attack speed has been nerfed in the last patch by about a total of 10%. So currently with this build we would be sitting at 2.03 attack speed, give or take. It depends on the hunter you're picking and how much attack speed per level that hunter gets. That's a bit different from hunters to hunters. You also have to take into consideration the hunter you're playing. If there's that hunter you've picked has some, yeah, quite some ability damage output, like Hachiman or maybe an Amusen Cup or maybe a Medusa, then the Crusher is a really nice option. First of all, the passive gives us really nice lane clear and also some really good damage in the early game. It falls off late game, of course. The Crusher is late, usually sold. Most of the time for kin size. So you have in the super late game a little bit more DPS with this build. We can also grab the attack speed buff over here, so in order to increase our DPS, of course. So it's 2.27 attack speed now, 2.13 attack speed now. And let us change the teams, so we're getting the Hunter's Cowl buff as well. It is 2.32 attack speed now. This is a nice amount of crit. Total of 45% crit chance. We're sitting at 255 physical power, which translates into 345 basic attack damage. If we have a stim, we're easily sitting at the attack speed cap, of course. And yeah, that is pretty much the current staple build, give or take. You're not always going down the kin size route. Maybe triple crits is an option here as well. So that's basically the old build. I think with the upcoming patches, we can divert from that build pretty much, since they're going to buff the Executioner. Then they buff the DT, also the Death Toll, and Gilded Arrow starter. So let's go back to the drawing board real quick. We are throwing the build out again. And let's say we're going down Gilded Arrow route. Then we can get, also we need to get Devos gauntlets, since we need some lifesteal, especially in the early game. So we have next up the Wind Demon. The Wind Demon's pretty much the core item to like every build that is being used right now. Basically, it has all the desirable stats Hunter wants. We have physical power with attack speed, we have critical strike chance, we have 10% physical penetration on the passive, and we have an attack speed increase by 15% and also movement speed increase by 10%. So this is a highly invaluable item. It's actually also pretty cheap, super gold efficient, we can call it, considering the stats you get from it. I'm actually a little bit surprised this hasn't been nerfed at all, because for 2,500 gold you're getting a lot of value. And for the next item after the Wind Demon, we need cap out. We cap out our pen. So with the Wind Demon proc and with all the stacks from the Executioner, we have a total of 38% pen. That is 10% from the Wind Demon, 28% from the Executioner. The item also gets buffed in patch 8.11. We're going from 35 physical power to 40 physical power, which it's pretty much makes this item core to the Hunter builds as well. And for the next item is situational. So we have a few options here. Let's start with the kin size option, and then we also let's finish the build here. So the kin size option is pretty much the option we're getting when the enemy team builds a lot of HP. That's like a no-brainer. It's highly it's highly mandatory if there's a ton of HP on the enemy team, since crit alone will not be a game changer then. And in that case, we are also upgrading to the diamond arrow. Technically, you could also upgrade to the ornate arrow, but we will end up with less attack speed, and in order to have a good amount of, in order to utilize kin size, you actually need a ton of attack speed, so we can get, so what's the diamond arrow doing? So the diamond arrow adds 80 basic attack damage, so we're going from, this will be 25 after the patch, so we're going from 25 to 80. Yeah, we're getting 100 health, that's a nice bonus. And this is a stack item, temporary stack item I have to add that here. So we're getting 20% attack speed for 8 seconds, and this stacks up 3 times. This get full, so we're having a total of 60% extra attack speed when it's stacked. So for a single god kill, we get 3 stacks, and also gold, 21 gold. We're getting also to the gold part of these items. Basically, when we kill a lane minion, then we get 1 stack of 20% attack speed and also 7 extra gold. So in a sieging situations where we have spawning, where we have simply spawning minions all around us, it's pretty easy to keep the passive going. At neutral objectives, it's a little bit more, let's say barren, because we need an enemy god kill in order to maintain the passive on diamond arrow. So this is, in my opinion, pretty much okay. We can spawn one of the god bots over here.
Shall I remove them from your friends list?
So we got 3 stacks now, and along with the Wind Demon proc plus the Diamond Arrow passive, we're sitting at maximum attack speed. Oh no, I also forgot to stack the Devos gauntlets. Yes, Devos gauntlets are back with this item path. Because we will be needing lifesteal in our build. This is it's simply not possible to play without lifesteal, considering how much damage is in the game right now. You wouldn't survive. Yeah, you would pretty much survive not a single fight at the moment without lifesteal. So yeah, Devos gauntlets are sort of back, and this also gets us to one of the cons, considering let's say the Gilded Arrow Devos build. We need to stack up Devos, and the problem, we get a total of 65 physical power and 29% physical lifesteal once it's stacked. And the issue is you have no lane pressure with this item. Why do you have no lane pressure with this item? Because it isn't stacked. You need some time to stack this. Here we can see the potential damage. Keep in mind, against buff camps, they have like 0 protections. So with the attack speed buff and the Diamond Arrow passive, we are sitting at attack speed cap pretty much. And of course then it goes down a little bit. But I think that should be no issue to maintain the arrow stacks, unless we're doing the Fire Giant or the Gold Fury. But I would guess, should there be some fighting going on, yeah, it is highly likely that the single god enemy god is being killed super fast. And yeah. So basically this is the kin size build. If the enemies should decide to build a ton of hit points, so we need the kin size to shred the hit points super fast. And let's change the scenario here. We're selling, let's get rid of this, and we're also throwing this out. So then there is the scenario, they have not done any of these things, so they haven't built a lot of points, but there's something else going on, and that is we're having to deal with assassins, like one high damage assassin, or let's just say not only with assassins, we also have to deal with warrior. Also works, it's also a thing against warrior in my opinion. And for this we would swap, get the poison star instead of the kin size, and we'll get ornate arrow. So the thing with ornate arrow is, this can be a total of 20 stacks. This is yeah, for every 100 gold. So when we have banked, so we are full build and we've banked 2000 gold. Passive is fully stacked, and that passive, so basically on the base stats are 60 basic attack damage, 150 health, 10% attack speed, and 5% critical strike chance. With the items we have, we are sitting at 20, 35, 60% crit chance, and 65% crit chance, and we are getting a 1% crit chance for all stacks. So we're at 85% crit chance, and we have we are also getting from the passive here 1.25 attack speed, so this is another 25% attack speed once this is stacked. This is definitely less attack speed than the other builds, but we are having higher crit chance, so we are compensating here a little bit for so we're compensating a little bit for with the attack speed buff. We're essentially sitting at 2.18 attack speed, but we're compensating this with the increased crit chance, which is in this case 85%. So we should be critting like full time. Move over here so we can see how big. And what this build allows us to do is we can deal with fat assassins, high damage assassins, something that scales insanely well into the late game, like a Tsukuyomi, or maybe we have to deal with Dashi or anything. It's just yeah, pretty much every assassin that scales super well into the late game. So we can opt yeah, basically for this. Could we technically combine it with the diamond arrow? Yeah, it's a possibility as well. It's completely up to you what you're getting here. But then keep in mind the diamond arrow, we are at 60% crit chance, so is there a large difference in basic crit damage? Not a lot compared to the other one. A tiny bit less, tiny bit more, since this item adds 80 basic attack damage. And if you personally feel like you yeah, you want to have the stack item, the 60%, if that feels better for you, the 60% attack speed, then simply just go for it.
Astounding performance.
But that's completely up to you.
Triple kill.
If the extra 60% attack speed feels better for you, then go for it. If you feel like that 80% crit chance is rather doing the trick for you instead of having higher attack speed. On most stim hunters with the stim activated, you will be sitting at the attack speed cap. But yeah, if you think that you need 85% crit, then go down your nade arrow path. And if you feel like you need the attack speed, or you went into the kin size version, then the diamond arrow will add a lot more value over the ornate arrow. But the ornate arrow is yeah, like something like permanent stacks, because at one point in the game you are full build, and then you will be having 2k gold easily stashed. So yeah, this is a choice you gotta make here. And always comes down to, yeah, what is the enemy composition and what are they building. Alternatively to the Poison Star, we can also get Shadow Steel Shuriken if there's a lot of healing going on the enemy team, which is not uncommon these days. Then you might want to get the Shadow Steel Shuriken instead of the Poison Star, but that is up to you. You need to make a choice. You need to make a choice here. This is just some baseline guide in what you can build and what you can get. And yeah, I do think that, yeah, Gilded Arrow becomes a lot more popular in 8.11 than it does now. And what it of course also offers is gold generation, because you're getting 7 bonus gold for getting the kill blow on the on the target that is marked by Gilded Arrow. This gold gain is also maintained in with the upgrade versions. Ornate Arrow gives 5% increased gold gain. Diamond Arrow remains the 7. Yeah, basically gold gain. And for an enemy god kill, you get 21 gold immediately on top of it for kill or the assist. Yeah, but these are the options. That is against healer heavy comp. This is the option against assassin heavy, which is not uncommon right now, that you have to deal with high damage, super crazy late game scaling assassin. Like of the likes of Tsukuyomi, or maybe even a Pele or something, or a Humbats will just probably 2-shot you in the late game, at least, maybe 3-shot, but that's I think the maximum they need to do, like casting 3 abilities in you and then they kill you. You're going to run into pretty much the same issue with the buffed Sigil on warriors. They will actually do a ton of damage to you, since they changed the stack count and the proc damage. And we all know about base damage warriors. Same could happen to you in the late game with guardians that have like 1 damage item built, plus it's mostly a pen item on top. So basically this the Poison Star build is really going to help out here quite a bit. And of course you can also tap, you really want to go completely crazy on survival, you could get an Asai in this build. Because as it, oh god, this is how's it spelled? Asai, Arzi. Let's spell it Arzi. Since the passive, so you're having a ton more physical lifesteal. Let's just see. This is should be 49%. 49%, yeah, 49% lifesteal, and the cap is on lifesteal is 100. And with the passive on Arzi, you're getting another 30% lifesteal, so you're at 79% lifesteal when you drop below 35% health. And having like 80% lifesteal, so which translates into 80% of the damage you deal is returned to you as HP. The damage is still very nice. The problem here is only you're not lowering the damage output from assassins. You're not also with the Poison Star, you also deal less damage against tanks, since you're having no kin size to shred their hit points. And the other problem is, there's actually no other problem. It's just very, very good in one-on-one situations with warriors, guardians, and also assassins. since the passive will be most likely your saving grace in most cases. Yeah, so you have to make a few choices here. What is best in the current situation? And yeah, that's pretty much it for the guide. And see you next time.